Hello, spiritual learners. It's Steve. I hope that you're doing really well and yet your week is off to a great start. We are in week number 2 of the session already. It's hard to believe. And I wanted to showcase some of the things we're going to be focusing on for week number 2. So, first off, we're going to have another discussion this week, so I wanted to kind of bring that up to show you here. So our week number 2 discussion is focusing on kind of an update of how things are going with your practicum, your internship. Now, most of you are very early on in your practicum and internship, so you may not have a whole lot to report at this point in time. I don't know. But you see here, we have some questions or topics, content areas again that we want to have you focus on for week number 2's discussion. So giving us kind of an overview of what you've done over the past week or what you're currently doing this week with regard to your shadowing experience, your internship, practicum, experiential learning opportunity. Talk maybe about or try to focus on some challenges or successes that you've experienced. I think it's important to have that balance where you're seeking out challenges. As silly as that might sound, you all know you have a wealth of life experience that in order to grow, we need to be challenged. Challenge leads to opportunity. Opportunity leads to transformation. You see there also, we're going to ask you to focus on some activities related to how your current, how your activities in your internship, your functions, how those relate to your field of study. So trying to maybe make a connection between what I call theory and practice that we'll talk a little bit later about in the course, but thinking about how does what you've learned in the classroom in your SNHU coursework, your curriculum, your academic studies, how does that relate to your internship and vice versa? How do they influence one another? And then finally, the feedback loop. So again, something that we'll focus on in a later part of the course when I send out a fast feedback survey to your site supervisors to complete on your performance. So this is the week 2 discussion prompts, the writing prompts that you want to focus on. And just like week number 1, we want to also have you be fully engaged with your peers in the discussion forum. So we want you to also compose 2 replies to your classmates' posts. And what I have provided as an announcement, I just got finished reviewing your week number 1 discussions. I will say I was a little generous with week number 1 because we're all new to this course. You're all new to this course and such. So a little bit generous with the week number 1. So week number 2, we want to step it up a notch. Some of you were really effective at addressing all of the tips that you see here that I have provided you. So I think everyone actually did a really effective job responding to all the writing prompts. We want you to, what I'm kind of looking for this week is for you to use this peer feedback model. This is a model I use in the internship course I teach in my regular full-time job that I think is very effective with students. So again, a lot of you were using some of these elements or you were using these actions in your reply post. So reflection, inquiry, suggestion, and elevate. So I ask that you review this RISE model. And for this week's discussion, week number 2, you think about implementing, we want to kind of take this to a higher level and get to that elevate phase or stage there that you see there. So we want to take the discussion to a higher level. So let's say that I'm one of your peers and I'm going to pick on Tara here. And let's say I'm responding to Tara's posts and such. I should try to get to this elevate stage when I'm replying to her. So let's say that she replies to me and is asking me questions. I should be replying back and answering those questions. So I'm not sure that was really happening with our week number one. A number of you were asking questions, but I don't know if they actually got answered by your classmate. So we want to make sure we're doing that. And we want to be asking critical thinking, or what I would call higher level thinking questions. Later on in the week, I'm going to post a video I created that talks a little bit more about what I mean by critical thinking question. I might actually try to post it tonight after I do this, and so that you have it. So we want to be asking more higher level thinking questions that really further the dialogue. And then you see some of the others here that I've listed, making sure you proofread, always proofread your posts for any spelling and grammatical errors, focusing more on specificity rather than generalities. So when we're replying to a classmate's post, taking a specific content element from their posts and really kind of zoning in on that, being clear and concise and organized in terms of your communication throughout the discussion. And then one of the most important things is to really be genuine and authentic. I think most of you had that pretty well nailed. I was very nailed down. I was pretty happy with the authenticity, the genuineness with which you posted your introduction, but then also your follow-up reply post. So, and then signing the post, signing your name to the post, but also making sure your introduction says hello to the person. So if I'm addressing it to Tyler, I want to say hello, Tyler, and such. I don't want to just say, I don't want to just start with my reply post. What was a little challenging for me in reviewing your replies is I wasn't always sure who you were addressing, because you didn't say hello so and so. So we always want to make sure we're doing that. So I hope that this short video was helpful for you. If you have any questions about week number two, please let me know. Have a great night.